G'day, how you doing? Adam here from Poseidon Racing with another video in this series, which of course is the ultimate beginner's guide to Zed Run. Everything that you need to know going from zero experience, zero horses, to building up your stable and winning as many races in the shortest time frame as possible. That is our aim. My aim is to give you all the knowledge that I have from my experience building up one of the most successful, one of the winningest, if that's a word, winningest stables in Zed Run, Poseidon Racing, and pass that on to you so you can use that to build your own incredibly successful stable. That is the plan. If that sounds good, hit the like button, hit the sub button, and of course the full playlist, the link to the full playlist is in the description below, so check out all those videos so you have all the information that you need. All right, that being said, super plug, that being said, we're going to take a deeper dive into, what are we looking at today? We are looking at breed types. Sorry, I always get that mixed up with genotype and bloodline, but today we're taking a deep dive into a breed type. Let's switch over and take a look. Here we are here, and I've got my special little paint pen so that I can illustrate this a little bit better. So breed type, essentially, we have, how many do we have? Well, here they are here in their hierarchy. So from top to bottom, you've got Genesis, Legendary, Exclusive, Elite, Cross, Pacer. Now the Genesis breed type, this one here, is the original breed type. They are the breed type that came from Zed Run, the Zed Run developers themselves. You cannot reproduce another Genesis other than the 38,000 that were originally released. Now the rest of these, this box, Legendary, Exclusive, Elite, Cross, Pacer, these are all player bred style breed types. Now let's take a look at how we come about these other player bred breed types. If we take a Genesis, you can see we have F for female here, so the females are down this side and the males are along the top here. If we take two Genesis, let me just, and a Genesis, if we breed two Genesis, they come together like this and we get a Legendary. Now it doesn't matter so much about the genotype or the blood type at this stage. If we just breed two Genesis, we're just talking about the breed type. If we breed two Genesis together, we will get a Legendary, okay, on the breed type. Now, if we take that same Legendary and we come here, let's assume that that Legendary that we bred was a female. If we take that same Legendary, so we're now at this level, Legendary female, and we breed again with a Genesis male, then we get an Exclusive. You can see here. Okay, the exclusive level. All right, so not only can you not ever reproduce a Genesis, you cannot hold a Legendary at Legendary. You can see, if we do a few more examples with that same female, that same Legendary female, if we breed a Legendary female with a, let me just remove that dot there, with a Legendary male, we will get the Exclusive again, okay? If we take that a little bit further, you can see we start to degrade. So if we breed that Legendary female with an Exclusive male, you can see we get a drop. Oops, I went too far then, didn't I? Got a little bit carried away. We get a drop here to the Elite level, okay? And this is going to be a little bit confusing. I understand that, but bear with me, bear with me. All right, and as we move down, depending on how low down the breed type chain we go, we get maybe a lower breed type offspring. Okay, so Genesis and Genesis equals Legendary. And then if we have that female Legendary, you can see as we come down, we get Exclusive with a Genesis, Exclusive with a Legendary. But if we breed with an Exclusive male, we get an Elite. And if we breed with an Elite male, we get a Cross. And if we breed with a Pacer, we end up with a Pacer. Now, is this important? Well, much like the genotype and the blood type, is it important within breeding to stay as high on this chart as possible? For example, we cannot maintain or reproduce the genesis level. Once we breed once into a legendary, any subsequent breeds cannot be held at legendary. You can see here there is no chance. Exclusive is the highest level, so we cannot maintain beyond more than one genesis to genesis breed the legendary level as well. However, from a breeding standpoint, we can hold the exclusive level and the elite level. Now this is interesting. How do we do that, and what might that mean? Is it of benefit, or is there some kind of strategy? And I would say yes, but I don't know exactly what that strategy might mean just yet. But is there some kind of strategy to holding the exclusive level at that point for a period of time while you breed a few more generations in before you cross over to the elite level or before you come down to the cross level? Yes, I think there probably is. Let's have a look, because anytime you have a strategy type game like this, which has these little strategic switches within the breeding structure, and in this case we're talking about breed type, okay? I guess from a breed type beginner's point of view, and you're looking at buying your first horse, you need to sort of form a vision about which breed type you might want. Do you just only want to buy Genesis at this level because Genesis, in your opinion, may be superior in the breeding structure? They might be really, really important in the breeding structure in your opinion. Do you want to buy Legendaries because you feel like, you know, Legendaries are drawing down the DNA from the Genesis horses, and Legendaries are much, much cheaper, so you could build a whole strategy around trying to build up a really strong bloodline, I suppose, or collect lots of different bloodlines in the legendary level because maybe they are much cheaper than going out and buying the original Genesis. So that could be a thing. Or you could look, and maybe your strategy includes buying exclusive horses of one description. Now, when it gets to exclusive, it gets a little bit interesting. There isn't much difference, a great deal of difference, to be honest, between, well, there is a little bit of difference between the males and the females on the Genesis level. I have a video on why I think the males might be more important long term. Jump back in the history of my YouTube channel and you will find that one. I'll put a link to that video actually in the description of this particular video. But then when you get to legendary, in my opinion, there's not a huge difference that I can find between the males and females at the legendary level. Okay? But at the exclusive level, it becomes very interesting. It becomes really interesting. At the exclusive level, you can see, here's the exclusive level here on the female side, and here it is on the male side. Now, if we look down the charts or along the charts here, you can see on the male side, you cannot hold the exclusive level. So if you have a male exclusive offspring, you can see when you breed that, you have the option of elite, 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 cross, cross, pacer. Now this is where the strategy game comes in. If you look at the female side here and we go across there, you can see it goes exclusive, elite, elite, cross, cross, pacer. Back to the male, elite, 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 cross, cross, pacer. Female, exclusive, elite, elite. So you can see that breeding an exclusive female with a Genesis male equals an exclusive offspring, which maintains that higher level of breed type. Is that going to be important? I would think so. For what reason? I am not sure, but it allows you to continually stack or accumulate Genesis male DNA into those exclusive female horses, if you like. Whereas if we go back and have a look at the male side, if we have the male exclusive and we breed with a female Genesis, you can see that we end up with an elite, which is a step down. Now that might also be a strategy at some point as well, but for the meantime, it looks like the exclusive females are slightly more valuable in the fact that when you breed with an exclusive female and a Genesis male, you hold that breed type. Now you're going to need to really dig into this chart a little bit because it does get confusing. But if you do some examples yourself, say for example, we just mentioned that an exclusive female bred with a Genesis male holds that exclusive level. But then from there on, it doesn't hold that level. So for example, if we have an exclusive female and we breed with a legendary male, you can see it degrades to elite. And then if we have an exclusive female mare again here, and we breed with another exclusive mare, then you can see it downgrades to elite again. And as we come along that line, you can see exclusive with an elite downgrades to a cross. If we breed with a cross, it goes to a cross or downgrades to the cross. And if we breed with a pacer, it downgrades to the pacer. So in my opinion, there needs to be something within the game mechanism or the game strategy for this to be existing, here, that you can hold that particular breed type there. Now, what does that mean? Is it because you can, as I said, accumulate more Genesis DNA within the one bloodline by holding it with that exclusive female? So for example, you could breed down and get your first exclusive female, and then you breed with another male Genesis. And if that offspring is also a female, you can breed with a different male Genesis and still hold the exclusive level. I know that's a little bit confusing from a beginner standpoint, but it's important to understand the differences between Genesis, Legendary and exclusive. But from a beginner standpoint, Genesis are the original DNA, holders of the DNA. And maybe in your opinion, in my opinion, I think they're going to prove important in the breeding strategy. I think, and you need to go back and watch that video, I think the males may be more important in the long term. In the short term, females are excellent for building stables. Female Genesis are excellent for building up your stable because you get to keep the offspring. In the long term, because the males can breed in with these exclusive females, there may prove to be more demand for the Genesis males in the breeding cycle, because not only are the males, you know, breeding with Genesis here to form the Legendaries, but they are also going to breed with the exclusive mares to hold the exclusive line. And then as we move further down, you'll see that that same sort of interesting game strategy is also existent on the elite level. So if you breed with an elite female with a Genesis male, you can hold the elite level too. But if we come over here to the elite males bred with a Genesis female, it drops to a cross. What does that mean? What does that mean? So yeah, that's really, really interesting to me. But from a beginner standpoint, I suppose the difference between, say, a Genesis being the guardians of the DNA and likely to be relatively important in the overall breeding cycle as we move forward, and then the Legendaries as we come down. The Legendaries are kind of where that DNA is drawn down from. So for example, if you see two incredibly talented Genesis racers, one female and one male, and you can get a hold of a Legendary from those races relatively cheap, then who knows, that could be a really good strategy moving forward, because you might have the DNA from those two great horses in that Legendary. Okay, so this is probably the more complex out of the three, between bloodline, where we have Nakamoto, Szabo, Finney and Buterin; genotype, which was the Z 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way out to 268. But then we have the Genesis. Obviously on a simple level, the Genesis are the originals, and then the Legendary, exclusive, elite, cross, pacer sort of tells us how far down the breeding line we have gotten, or we have, if you like, degraded. If you assume that, let's just back here a little bit. If you assume that this chart here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is pacer the worst? Well, look, it might be, but with really selective breeding, maybe pacer can be the best. But at this point, if you're trying to set up your very first stable and you're looking to be a breeder and maybe a racer, but maybe a breeder, do you want to fill your stable and collect mostly the Genesis? Or are you okay getting the Legendaries from some of the best Genesis maybe? Or are you just collecting Legendaries in general? Or are you looking to maybe pick up the best exclusive mare races? Or don't you mind? Maybe you're looking to build up a slightly cheaper strategy and you can get the male exclusive races a little bit cheaper. So this is all part of your vision that you need to have a little bit of an understanding for, so you can see, oh, this is where I think the game is going to. So these are the pieces of the puzzle. The pieces of the puzzle, that was a bit of a tongue twister, hard to get that one out. These are the pieces of the puzzle that I would like to start collecting and looking for cheaper bargain prices on to bring into my stable, because my strategy is going to be X, Y, or Z. Okay, so keep that in mind. The Genesis do tend to be, as we go back here, the Genesis do tend to be the most expensive. And then I would assume the Legends. The exclusive females tend to have a little bit of value on the secondary market as well, as do the exclusive males. But I would say that from a price standpoint, these would go in their hierarchy. Genesis are more expensive, then the Legendaries, then the exclusive, then the elites, then the cross, then the paces. Now that of course depends on if you have an absolutely incredible racer down at the cross level that's just winning everything, then that would be expensive just based on its pure profit and loss from a racing perspective. But if you have, for example, a female exclusive that is an incredible racer, she is also likely to fit into the breeding plan rather well as well, because her offspring will maintain that exclusive level, and in which case she has value as not only a racer, but potentially also as a breeder, in my opinion. You need to form that own vision, your own opinion yourself, based on the information that I am supplying here. Okay, so I know that was a little bit more complex. Dig into that. Do a little bit of sort of, oh, what if I breed this breed type with this breed type? Sorry for making you seasick by pushing that up and down. So do a little bit of research. Okay, if I breed a Genesis with a Genesis, yep, I get that. I can breed a whole bunch and sell a whole bunch of Legendaries. Fingers crossed if the market holds up. If I have a couple of Legendaries, a male and a female Legendaries, I can produce exclusives. Oh, okay, yeah, exclusives. They seem to be pretty popular in the market. Yeah, I could do that. If I have a couple of elites and I breed those, I'm going to get, what am I going to get? I'm going to get elite with elite. I'm going to get a cross. Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, but if you have Legendaries and you breed Legendary with Legendary, you get exclusives. Oh, okay, exclusives. I do like exclusives, and I've noticed they go for good value. Okay, and Genesis with Genesis, I can produce Legendaries. What is the Legendary value on the market? Can you make a breeding stable based on selling those? Okay, so all of those things, add them up, add them together, of course, in combination, in conjunction with the Z numbers, of course, that we talked about previously, and the bloodlines, all comes together to form those different offsprings and the value associated within those offsprings. Of course, racing ability is also another factor in there as well, which we will touch on throughout this video series. I'll do a special video purely on racing ability. All right, thanks again for watching along. I'm starting to lose my voice. Thanks again for watching along. If you enjoy sports-based NFTs and Zed Run in particular, then make sure you hit the like button, hit the sub button, and of course in the description below is the link to the full playlist of this, the ultimate beginner's guide to Zed Run. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.